So hello everyone. Today I decided to finally list on eBay. It's been a very long time I've not been listing on the platform. In case you are wondering, I've not been listing because of the nature of the items that I sell. If you sell replenishables or you sell computers, these are items that you actually can list one time and you just keep refreshing the offers. And when you are out of stock, all you have to do is just to deactivate the listing or perhaps set the quantity to 0, and whenever you have the item again, you can easily reactivate the listing. And if you are selling replenishables, part of your eBay work is a little bit lighter because you don't have to create every new listing from the scratch. Given that I have some new arrivals, this will be a good time to actually go ahead and list. And while doing that, go ahead and turn the camera on and just perhaps speak, share some few tips that have enabled me succeed selling on the eBay platform. And hopefully these tips might be important to somebody out there, might help you at whatever point you are on your eBay journey. So we're just going to be rolling while I'm trying to set up this listing. I hope it doesn't take forever, but hopefully not. Tip number 1, which I really want to quickly knock off, is the time you spend doing eBay. If there are anything that you can also put in this time, please make sure you are doing it. The game you should be playing is having an eBay shop while also having a YouTube channel, because you don't have to do these two things separately. It pretty much works out very fine. eBay kind of works with being a content creator. If you sell on eBay, the most logical thing that you can actually do is just to be a content creator. And what does it take you to be a content creator? You just have to turn the camera on. See, it took me a long time to realize this. The game you should be playing in 2024 is to have an eBay shop, and while you are doing the activities that you would naturally do on your eBay shop, just turn the camera on. And if you are somebody that have been selling for quite a long time, you pretty much have a tip or two that you can share with somebody, and you have no idea how these tips can actually go a long way to helping somebody. So if you are an eBayer and you are really taking this seriously, I would really advise you to turn your camera on if you have the possibility to do it. Shouldn't even be a case of if you have the possibility. If you want to maximize your time and your income, truth be said, YouTube is real. It's a real thing. Gone are the days where you used to think that you make peanuts from YouTube. And even if it's not about the money, you are in any way going to still ship your items. You are going to clean your items. You are going to pack your items. You are going to list your items. Makes a lot of sense for you to just turn the camera on while you are doing these things and share what you know with someone out there. And you never know what can come out of it. But definitely one thing I know that can come out of it is if you keep doing this over and over and again, you're going to get a monetized YouTube channel, and the peanuts you get from there is also something. It could be 100 euros, it could be $100, it could be $200 at the end of the month, it could be $400. It's not going to be the main source of your income, but this few money you get from this other source will also go a long way in offsetting some of your costs, some of the costs associated with you selling on eBay. So the most logical thing for you to do is just to turn the camera on. I'm going to be hinting on this channel because yes, it's good to sell on eBay, but this is not the only thing you can do with this time, or it's not the only thing you can do with the data that you generate from your eBay shop. The fact that you sell and make a lot of money is not the only thing that you can do with this data. The activities that you carry out on your shop, these are raw data that you can share out there on a platform like TikTok, on a platform like YouTube, on a platform like Instagram. And you can slowly, over a long period of time, if you are giving out real content that help people, you are slowly going to be building an audience. And ultimately, if you are seen to be really putting a lot of effort in trying to help people, you are definitely going to reap the reward of being helpful. So these videos, sometimes they are, yes, if you want to just make videos like an edited video, it takes a long time to create. So the logical thing that you can do is just to turn the camera on while you go about doing your eBay job. This is if it's comfortable for you. I'm also aware that there are some people that they might not have the best of conditions. Perhaps you are in a house that is pretty much very noisy, or you have kids playing around and kind of distractive to you. But if you have a good condition, not like the best, just something decent, that will enable you to turn the camera on, please do it. And one other tip that I also want to share with you is that when I list on eBay, I typically tend to use two monitors. On my right hand side is a main monitor, and to the left of the main monitor is another monitor, the same size, 24-inch HPLI display. And this is like a little hack just for me. Perhaps it could also be interesting to you to know that sometimes when I started many years ago, I was having to list with one monitor. Yes, it's doable, but sometimes it just gets things a little bit messy and clumsy, because if you have two monitors, you have one tab or many tabs open on one and the other tab open on the other. It's really easy to switch things. So if you are working on your pictures, perhaps you have your Photoshop or your Canva open on one side, you can quickly go on to the next tab and then just switch. It makes your work kind of flow easier. I just found this to be a little hack for me. So, and given that I've done it over and over and again, it just so happened that I can no longer work with just having one single monitor. Okay, today I will be listing a Lenovo ThinkCentre M720T. It's a desktop PC, obviously, and this is one PC I never ever had, but a good offer came up where I was opportune to have many quantities of this PC, and I'm going to go ahead and list it on eBay. I typically tend to list my items as variations, which is you set up the offer where the buyer has the possibility to either choose, configure the PC according to his or her taste, which is you can actually choose the size of the hard drive you want, the size of the RAM, and also if the PC should come installed with a wireless LAN card, or if it should, what other criteria, let's see. Just going to an offer that I already set up to see the kind of processor, the size of the RAM, the size of the HDD, which is a kind of mechanical drive, and the size of the SSD, which is a much faster drive, as well as if this PC should have a wireless LAN card installed or not. So this is kind of where I set up my offers, and I just feel like this gives my buyers or a potential buyer more options to choose from. And if these variations listings have better placement in the eBay algorithm, this is one thing I'm not so sure if there's a data to back that up, because if the offers have been listed as a variation or as single offers, I really don't know the one that has more visibility on the eBay system. But the thing is, I typically tend to sell this kind of offers. I also sell standalone offers, which is just have a PC, I have set it up, and then I just specify all the hardwares on the PC and just leave it without listing it as a variation. It also sells. So that we can actually start a research to see if there is a thing to listing an offer as a variation or listing the offer just as a standalone offer. So we are listing the Lenovo ThinkCentre M720T, and I've already got the pictures edited, so which makes things kind of easy for me. In any case, the way I would typically start this listing is, if the pictures were not already edited, is just to go ahead and grab the pictures, and if I need to retouch the pictures on Photoshop, then I'll go ahead and do that, and then save the pictures where I can easily access them. So I'm going with the assumption now that the pictures have been edited, and I now just have to go ahead and start to create my listing. So the beautiful thing is, another tip that I would love to share is, sometimes when you already have a similar offer, you really do not have to start to create something fresh. What you have to do is just go ahead and pick an offer that is already on your shop. If you go on the right hand side, you have the option to sell similar item. See, you can just go ahead and click on that and then edit the new listing to reflect what you're actually selling. This is one very fast way that you naturally use to list more items. You see, if you even do not have the item, let's say a seller, some other seller on eBay already has this item listed, You can equally go to the item in question. I'm just going to an item now to see how it looks. And if you click on the item, right below the picture, the image, you have the option of sell similar item. So if you click on it, it will take you to the listing page where you can just go ahead and edit it. This is the best way that you can actually list faster on eBay. So given that I already have a similar PC setup, I'm just going to go to the PC I feel like I want to use a similar one on my shop and trying to see which one works best for this listing I'm about to set up. Okay, I've got here a Fujitsu Celsius W530 and it fits exactly the kind of description or the kind of offer I would like to set up. This Lenovo PC has the possibility for you to install a hard drive, an SSD, as well as a wireless LAN card. And so I'm just going to go ahead and use this same listing to set up my Lenovo ThinkCentre listing. And hopefully I should be able to just clone this. In this case, first thing I have to change is the title. This is a Lenovo ThinkCentre M720T, so I'm going to go ahead and first change that. See, given that I have two monitors, the listing I'm going to use, the details, which is the processor type, everything is on the one side, and the eBay listing page is just on the left-hand side. So Lenovo ThinkCentre M720T, and the processor in this case is a Core i5-8400 processor. And everything stays the same, which is 8 GB to 32 GB of RAM. The SSD in this case, I'm going to do 256 GB up to 1 TB of SSD, and it has an HDD. And in the Fujitsu listing, there's a graphic card, but on this PC, the graphic card is going to be on board. There's no dedicated graphic card to this PC, so one thing I can easily change is, you see, now that I have removed the graphic card that was on the title of the old PC, now I have more space to add more things. So in this way, I would like to add that the PC comes with an operating system, in this case Windows 10 Pro. And if I still have some space left on the title bar, then I will just go ahead and include more keywords that I feel like will be useful to sell this PC. So right now I have Lenovo ThinkCentre M720. It's a Core i5-8400, 8 to 32 GB RAM, 256 GB to 1 TB SSD, a HDD, Windows 10 Pro, as well as I could just go ahead and add PC at the end. So the main thing is just to capture as many keywords as you can possibly capture. And if you've done that, you are already set up to list. So the make, going to go ahead and update it. You see, started out with a Fujitsu listing. I clicked on sell similar item and it took me to the page. So I'm just going to go ahead and edit the details. Series, Lenovo ThinkCentre, and everything has the model number. This is it was an M720T. It's very important to include this because some of these are really heavy keywords that people use to search for these items on eBay. And if you are listing on eBay, you will even see that the search rankings of these keywords, you see, the model number, for example, has about 144,157 searches. You see, this is a heavy keyword. So in any case, you have to list any item on eBay. Always ensure that the model number is included, or the model name. You see, if it's a Dell PC, make sure you include it. And these are ways that you can make your items more visible. eBay has done a good job in creating all these search rankings for these keywords, because a long time ago we didn't have access to this data. We just had columns where we could fix the items we're selling. But today, eBay has really made it possible for us to see the keywords that are really searched on the platform, and it makes a lot of sense if you can actually fill out as many product details as you possibly can. It's a micro tower PC, it has Windows 10 operating system. It's a Core i5, for example. This needs to be, the Fujitsu was a Core i7 and this is a Core i5, so just need to update that. Hard drive type is SSD plus a HDD, so this is something you also want to HDD plus SSD. And the speed of the processor in this case is 2.8 gigahertz. All right. And then at this point, we are almost done. I just have to include the model number. If you have it, also go ahead and include it there. Doesn't have, you see, the manufacturer's number doesn't have any search. If you have it, put it there. If you don't have it, just leave it. It's not an important product detail that you need to include on your listing, because if you look at eBay platform, there's even no search traffic for this particular criteria. So if you have it, include it. If you don't have it, don't waste time with that. All right. Okay, so when we have that in place, the next thing I want to do now is to go ahead and update my pictures, because I can just click on the picture and delete the old pictures that was there, and then take the pictures from wherever I have saved them. In this case, I have saved them on my documents. I have a dedicated folder for, yes, this is another tip that you might want to implement. When I started selling on eBay, when I started posting listing, I was just creating my offers, saving them anywhere, maybe on the desktop, sometimes on my picture folder, on my documents folder, and everything was so scattered on my PC. But today, given that I now know what I know, it makes a lot of sense, first of all, to create a dedicated folder for each picture that you are editing. So let's say I'm editing a Lenovo PC, I have to create a folder on my documents or on a drive where you save your eBay pictures. Just label it the name of that item you are selling. So the folder is going to be, in my own case, a Lenovo ThinkCenter M720 PC. This is where your pictures should go into. And the more you are adding listings to your eBay shop, the more you are creating more folders and labeling, because you never can tell what could happen. An offer could be deleted. You could suddenly have need to sell on another platform, and you need these pictures. You don't have to start going to make pictures all over again. And when I started, I kept making pictures upon pictures, and it was just a waste of time. If you are able to get this item, let's say this item, and you want to list it, go ahead, make your pictures, edit it, and make sure you save these pictures as long as you possibly can. If you have a cloud folder, go ahead and just save it there. You never can tell when you might come across this item again. If you have a wireless LAN adapter like this, make a picture, save it on your PC, wireless LAN adapter, TP-Link, and let it be there. Even if you don't have the item anymore, don't delete pictures easily. Always save them for future use, because you might be lucky to find an item again, and this will save you a lot of time of having to go back and start to make pictures afresh. So in this case, just have to delete the old pictures and then go ahead and take the new pictures. Okay, take some time for the pictures to load depending on how fast your internet is. In the warehouse, I pretty have a decent internet, so pictures are loaded and everything is already set up. So now is the time for me to make a description about this PC. See, everybody has a style. You might pretty much have a style that works for you, which is you want to make a description, a text description of this item, like, hello, I'm selling a PC in this condition. This is a PC that, depending on what you want to write there, this is the time for you to begin to be creative with your description, to see how you can present the item in such a way that if anybody stops on your listing, he or she will be encouraged to maybe buy it. I typically tend to describe using a template. Given that I sell electronic stuff, this is something that just needs to be like this, because the item needs to be like detailed out, what is included, what kind of processor, and I just find out that if I use a template to list this gives me more room, first to avoid errors that could come from the specifications, and then it just gives the buyer an overview of what he or she expects as soon as you take a look. Not like the person had read it and he felt like he read something different, or it just tells you straight up, doesn't make any stories. The processor is this, the hard drive is this, if there's a DVD drive, this is it, yes or no, and the kind of USB ports that you have, as well as the kind of PCIe slots that you have, and then the kind of operating system. And then at the end of the description, there's a column for the condition of the item. I just tend to write that it's in a top condition with light signs of use, or light signs occasioned from warehousing. You see, these are ways you can describe electronics. If you have tested it, the item is in very good condition, go ahead and write it's in a very good condition. Let the buyer also know that this item is not new. These are used goods. They have light signs of use, and sometimes light signs of use occasioned from warehousing, because sometimes these PCs come in large quantities, and when they do, you can't rule out the fact that one or two scratches might occur. Sometimes you are carrying it, they fall down. This is what it is. It's bound to happen. It would not be in your best interest if you write on your offer that the item is used but it's new. Because then the buyer has a different expectation. So from my experience, it's just better to keep it like these are used items, but they are signs of use. So if somebody really wants to buy it and the person is interested, he or she might ask to see more pictures. But in any case, if you've done your job correctly, you should already have included a lot of pictures that is able to convince the buyer of the condition in which the item is. But the problem is when you sell replenishables, especially used items, it's very difficult to have a picture that will represent the whole condition of the item you are selling. So the best way to just do this is also to add a note that this picture is just representative, but overall the items are just the way it is on the picture. They are used, they are light signs of use, and it is what it is. If the customer buys it and wants to return it, of course, this is the nature of the job that we do being resellers. It's bound to happen. There's really nothing you can do about that. All right, and then I have just included that there's a power cable included. So this just reduces the number of emails I would get. So the thing is, one other tip is if you have really done your job to describe this item the way it is, you have listed it. Sorry, I made a mistake in the title. Lenovo Think Center. If you have listed it the way it should be, you have included all the details as much as you can. Then if somebody lands on your page, you're going to get less emails. The emails I typically tend to receive is there a guarantee on this item? And of course, there's a place on my description that actually says that there's a guarantee, not on my description per se, but on my terms and conditions. But sometimes buyers just feel confident when they write you, is there a guarantee on this item? And you reply, yes, there's a 1-year guarantee. And then they feel confident to buy this. Nobody really has time to read these fine prints below your item description on your terms and condition page. In my opinion, this is what I think. Not so many people have time to begin to dig up this whole text, trying to figure out how many years of guarantee you are offering for your item. So if you have done this, every other thing is pretty much standard. The tax rate, the handling time. In my own case, I have a 2 days handling time, because in a separate video I actually spoke on why my offers now will be 2 days. We have a handling time of 2 days minimum, because eBay is just something that you need to do and leave. You don't need to do it and burn out yourself while trying to sell on eBay. You have to define what you want, and as soon as you can get a clear picture of what you really want, you can begin to make decisions, for example, on your handling time and yes, your return policies, for example. So my handling time on this offer is a 2 days handling time. This I believe is long enough for me to get this sorted out. And also, depending on the kind of items you sell, there are some items that you sell where the buyers typically also don't expect the item to be delivered the same or the next day. If you sell a PC, for example, people are able to wait like 2-3 days to receive it. But when you sell things like office supplies, yes, people want it That's why they are buying it anyway. They just bought it. They are buying your item because they want to use it. If you sell gift items, expect people to be a little bit anxious about how soon the item will be delivered. But when you sell electronics like computers and printers, sometimes, at least I just found out that the people are a little bit chill as regard the delivery date. And sometimes I have had items delivered 2 days after the delivery date, and customers just don't really say bother me with where is my item or stuff like that. So if you've done that, I think we have just covered everything. I've got a listing template. Like I said, there are so many other things included on my templates, like a link to other offers. You can always fine-tune your template the way you want. One thing I didn't actually remember to talk about was the fact that, yes, you could also go ahead and include a video on your offer. Once again, if this gives you a better placement on the eBay platform, this is something I'm going to be taking a look at this year also. Ever since this feature came out, yes, here and there I've been putting pictures on my videos on my listings, but I really said to myself, you know what, I really want to make this a priority thing, and then I'll be able to see if these listings sell faster as opposed to those that do not have videos. But I really don't think so. I think this is just a customer experience thing, a way for you to show the items more to the customer or to the buyer in this case. And from my own experience, the one thing that sells things on eBay, unfortunately, it is what it is the price. So if you are setting up to list an item on eBay, first make sure that the price is competitive. Your pictures, yes, they are good. Quality of the listing in terms of description and how many pictures you've included and all that, the clarity of the pictures, these are also good practices. They are like best practices. But if you want to sell your item really fast on eBay, pay more attention to the fact that the price is competitive. So if the guy killing it on eBay is selling at 40 euros or $40, then you want to make yours pretty much close to $40 as much as you can. It could be a few dollars over, it could also be a few dollars below, but just make sure you are not selling at a loss, except your business strategy is for you to sell at a loss for a very long time, long enough for the competition to throw in the towel, and then you become the next king of the listing. But if you really want to sell your items on eBay, pay a lot of attention to making sure that you have the best price as much as you can. And if you've done this, all you have to do is to go ahead and make the offer live. If everything has been done correctly, you should normally receive a notification that says your offer is not online on eBay. Congratulations if this is your first listing, but I don't want to imagine that this is your first listing on eBay. But congratulations in any case that you were able to follow through to the end of this listing. This is not a scripted video. This is just me talking while listing my products, and perhaps I'm hopeful that you must have gotten a thing or two from all what I have said, some tips that might be of help to you. If that is the case, then I really appreciate if you could comment on the video and tell me at what point you got a lot of value for the video. This is all I've got for you today. If you enjoyed this video, click on the like button, subscribe to the channel. Until I see you again, peace.